Wait for dinner. Hi, Facebook. I tip you. Thank you for joining us. This is Misty, your Chief Marketing Officer for DiscoverYourPathU, where we believe that every life can teach and anyone can grow. And I am here with our fabulous co-Chief Educational Officer, Mr. Jeffrey Keefer. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hi, Miss Misty. How are you?
I am wonderful. I'm excited that we finally found a slot to get
Finally.
everybody. You are officially the last member of the Zen 10 for your intro video.
Sure, keep the guy into the end. Ladies first. What could I say?
Oh, pretend like I haven't been hounding you for 3 weeks, sweetheart. You go right ahead and try.
It gives me a chance to talk with you more that way.
This is true. This is true. So I think there's a lot of people in our audience that have not had a chance to connect with you yet, which is sad because you're amazing. So tell us about Jeffrey. What does the world need to know about you?
I tend to hide a little bit in the background, so I'm much better working behind the scenes rather than in front of the scenes. Kind of ironic because I'm not a self-promoter, so it takes the chief marketing officer here, Misty, to kind of drag me out.
That's my job.
So I'm Jeffrey Keefer. I am an educational consultant and coach, and I'm here specifically with DipU in a coaching capacity. Kind of like in a nutshell, I've spent my life working in education, from middle school, high school, university, college, you name it, I've taught it. And it's interesting because when I started talking with Misty about you, I'm talking to you as if you're not here. When I started talking with you about this, coaching way back when, it was really interesting because so much of the educational approach that I take is focused around coaching. I'm not terribly good at lecturing and having people write things down and then that's it. Because I'm not very good at telling anybody what to do because I hate being told what to do. So I'm all about, let's see if we could try to pull some of this out of you and see where the need is and see how we could then try to bridge that gap. So that's really the approach that I take with education, whether it's teaching or here in our case, coaching. That's really what coaching's all about, especially from an educational or talent development perspective.
How about teaching coaches?
Teaching coaches, it's a great thing. Teaching coaches, just like teaching teachers, they could be a tough crowd to teach. So that's why we need to focus on the with them, right? The what's in it for me. How could we then try to meet the needs of whatever the coaching community might be in order for whatever area or aspect of coaching that they really find interesting, which quite honestly, and here it is, I say, I'm not talking and I going around and talk. Quite honestly, that's one of the things that's exciting about DipU is because we don't mandate, to be a coach, you got to do this, and this, and that's it. No more, no less. And, just shackle me up right now and, throw me out the pasture if that's the case. That's exactly why I'm interested in DipU, because it's a little bit more kind of like human in that way, right? Because the things just in our lives aren't necessarily cut or dry, this or that. That's just not how the world works. And it just kills me to see how sometimes coaching can go down that path of must be.
You summed that up very well, sir. And I think getting to know you're a fantastic example of that in a couple ways. And one of the things that struck me when I learned it about you after we got already known each other for a while is actually, I'm misrepresenting you, you're Dr. Jeffrey Keefer, Ph.D. And you do tarot. You did a workshop on it. And that is, quite frankly, hon, like, from knowing you before that, I would not have expected that. And it's a pleasant surprise. So I think I don't know, how did you get into that? Tell me about that.
Sure. And just for anybody else out there who might not know this, yeah, I do have a PhD and 4 master's degrees before that. My PhD is in educational research. I studied in the UK in a pure educational research adult learning program focused around how adults, especially in college and university, learn. So I've done lots of research on how do we learn in online communities, how do we foster self-directed learning, that learning theory, especially from a postmodern perspective. That's really the stuff that I just drink that stuff up. And it's really, I'm mentioning that because that's really my educational background, but that's really the approach that I take to everything in life. So when I say a postmodern perspective, not to get scary, not to get all, French theoretical stuff, which can be really scary. It basically means you don't say there's only a right way to do it, like A meaning one right way to do something. And that's really what postmodernism was all about. It's kind of like challenges that. There's not only one right way to do anything. And it just kind of like really frustrates me, whether it's in academia or even in coaching, when people approach it like that. I mean, your problems are your problems. My problems are my problems. There's not only one quick fix that I could pick up a book and read it, right? So it's really that approach that I've taken to all of my studies. And that's the approach that I take to the work that I do. So tarot, for example, nothing's going to tell my future. I mean, that's just, I don't, the future is, I mean, our actions constantly change the future. There are lots of possible futures. So tarot isn't really a tool to change the future. Tarot is a tool to get more in touch with kind of like, well, what's under there that I'm not admitting about myself? What's the thing that I've suppressed or repressed underneath things? Because I'm just not facing it. I might not be ready for it. I might not have the language for it. I might be scared of it. And tarot is a really good tool, like lots of other tools out there, is a really good tool to help us to get in touch with that. And quite honestly, that's I see that as even consistent with the qualitative research that I've done, which is all about multiple ways of knowing. There are lots of ways to know our stories. There are lots of ways to know our histories and to know our struggles and opportunities. And tarot is another tool in the toolbox to really help us with that.
It's such a fascinating outlook on it. And I love that there's no one way. And I mean, that could be a secondary tagline for us at DipU. It embraces really what we're talking about with it.
Misty, the ones who say that there's one way to do something and everything else is wrong are the ones who want to maintain control and power. And no matter what the topic is, run the other way, because they say that when they're trying to control you and tell you what to do, what to think, what to believe. And life's just too complicated for that.
It is. And in my experience, the guy that's telling you like this is the only thing is the guy that's selling that this is the only thing to you for an exorbitant amount of money.
Yeah. I teach at the university still. I mean, I teach research. I actually teach graduate research. And I tell my students, my students are business and management students. And I tell them, think about Jack Welch, the old CEO of General Electric, really, really important theorist, really important leader, did all kinds of creative stuff, wrote wonderful books, did all kinds of wonderful stuff. And it worked great for him. But that doesn't mean it's going to work for you or for me. Right? It worked really good for him in that situation, at that time, and that modality with his background, the people, in other words, all of those factors played a role in why he was so successful. But that stuff isn't easily translatable exactly to anybody else. That's why there are constantly new management or leadership or training books, right? Because there isn't a one model that fits all. And that's really what Discover Your Path U is all about when it comes to the world of coaching and the helping professions.
And I have to say, I am so very excited that you and Karen are at the helm of the educational department of this, because your experience and your point of view on stuff is amazing. I mean, this wouldn't have been a fraction, a shadow of what it is without you guys. So if there is maybe like one big, like the thing you want to teach and instill on whoever is coming through the door, there was like one big message you could get to everybody.
One big message? I think it would have to be true to yourself. So whatever your approach is, whatever your beliefs are, they don't come out of nowhere. And they don't come because somebody told you to do it. They come because your experience, your learning, what you want, your interests, your passions, all of those things together lead you to that. And there's really no faking doing something you're passionate about.
Mm.
So I'm hoping that whomever comes through our door because they want to learn, because they want to teach, because they want to share their passions with other people to hopefully make the world a better place. I mean, why else get in this kind of work if you don't want to see the world and people around us suffer less and actually lead more fulfilling and more helpful and healthy lives? So whatever that passion is, just embrace it. Just embrace the passion and then run with it and share it to other people, because likely there will be other people who will really appreciate it. Not everybody, because there's not one message for everybody, but there will be some people out there who will have a similar enough experience that they'll be able to appreciate it, they'll be able to grab onto it, they'll be able to do something really positive with it. So wherever you come from, whatever your background is, just come and share that. And you'll be surprised at how you'll be able to teach that. And you'll also be able to learn some stuff that will be able to help to round it out a little bit. So I think there's that constant back and forth when it comes to being engaged in passionate work, the stuff that really is life fulfilling.
That's beautiful. I love that. Follow the passion, like figure it out, get curious, get passionate, and then go after it. So where else can people find you if they want to connect with you, aside from the DipU platform, of course?
Oh, of course, definitely. Aside from the DipU platform, I'll be there. I'm on the DipU pages, both the page as well as the group. They can find me on Facebook, Jeffrey Keefer Coaching. So my name, Coaching, on Facebook. And also my website, jeffreykiefer.com. That's the easiest place to actually get in touch with me. Where there you'll see a variety of different pictures in my academic garb and whatnot over the years.
You owe me pictures of the sport jacket with the little leather patches and stuff.
Oh, I have them.
I want to see it. I want to see the ascot, and you promised me an ascot.
I will take a picture with the ascot also, and you'll see some pictures with nice European scarves coming up soon.
Oh, beautiful. We'll hold you accountable on that.
Primal accountability in the Facebook group, right? How we hold each other accountable for things.
Exactly. So if you are not in there yet, Jeffrey runs a Facebook group, Primal Accountability, which is exactly what it sounds like. No extras, no fluff, no big mysterious anything. You want to be held accountable for something? Put it in there, and then we all nag each other. That's how I describe it anyway.
Or you could hire a coach to nag you. But this is an opportunity for you to see how that actually fits, how that actually feels, how to do it in even a public way, because learning in public is really, really what a lot of this is all about.
Definitely. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, dear, for popping on camera with me, and expect me to be dragging you on here more often.
Miss Misty, thank you. It's been a pleasure, as always, to talk with you.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Have a great day, everybody.